We all have been guilty of hanging on to the same makeup routine a little too long. Maybe I'm still holding on to the 2016 trends even. And they do get old, you guys. And sometimes they even make us look old. And so makeup artist Daniela Bell is here with the easy updates that'll have you looking fresh and glowy and anything but dated. And so that's what we want, right?
Yes, let's elevate the look.
Elevate the look. Make me look young. And that what we always say right before someone takes a picture. So let's get started. Let's dive right in. Foundation. What are we doing wrong? How can it add unwanted years to our face?
I think one of the biggest mistakes with foundation is that we pick something that's a little bit heavier for our complexion. A lot of the times, if you are on the age 35 and over, you want to find something that's a little bit less full coverage, more for like a medium or light coverage.
Interesting.
And then you can pinpoint with like your concealer and then do a little more coverage that way. So like less foundation. You can even water down your foundation a little bit with moisturizer, which I love doing that.
Yeah.
A little bit of moisturizer, a little bit of foundation, and then just kind of make it a little bit thinner. The blending, it's honestly the biggest deal.
It's the end all be all.
I mean, you can have a good product, but if you're not blending it correctly, then it's just gonna sit on your skin and it be really thick.
What do you think is the best applicator? Fingers, sponge, brush?
I always say brush. You can do a good brush first, and then you do a sponge after to absorb excess product.
Okay, got it. And that's a really good idea, especially if you're mixing it in with the moisturizer. But what I'm hearing from you is starting to move into a space where it's starting to look a little bit more natural rather than like a full beat. And
let's show our skin, let's show our face without it looking like, because sometimes, and most of the times, we come out and then the face looks great and then the neck doesn't have anything. So it's just like, we need to make sure that we're blending. And the only way to blend this better is by adding less.
There we go. It's just that simple. You're so right too, because sometimes the necks and the faces do be two different colors, y'all. Blend, please. All right, let's talk concealer mistakes and fixes.
Yes, so big thing for concealer. A lot of the times when we apply concealer, it tends to crease underneath the eyes. The reason for that happening, or your mascara transferring, or your eyeliner melting, all of that is happening because you're not using a setting powder. So make sure you always have a setting powder. You can take a powder puff like this, pat it into your powder, and then just press it. So the main thing here is to apply powder right underneath the eye so that it can absorb the moisture and the sweat, and just like, you know, our heat also makes the product melt. So when you press a powder puff with powder underneath the eyes, a little bit goes a long way.
Yes.
Then that will allow it for it not to crease and then last you throughout the day and not look cakey.
What do you think about that on the rest of the face? Do you think that's okay on the rest of the face?
I will say do all of your creams first, so like your foundation, whatever, your concealer, and then do the powders after, so your bronzer, your blush, and then at the very end, this is a trick that I do for everyone, and you guys should try this at home. At the very end, you take your translucent powder with a big fluffy brush, and once you're fully done, you just go all over your face, and that will make it look like a filter.
Yes, okay,
and
a nice light dusting to really
Yes.
wrap everything up. I'm sorry, I skipped right to the end, you guys. Okay, let's go back a few steps.
We'll go back.
Brows, they're not twins, they are sisters though, and we want them to look right.
Yes.
And not too boxy either. I'm trying to get out of that space too.
Symmetry is important, of course, because our brows are different just naturally. I mean, I don't know anyone that has symmetric brows, to be honest with you. There's always something that we need to fix. So when you already have beautiful brows, like Katie has beautiful brows, so we don't really need to add much to it. You can just comb them up with a gel and then just call it a day. That actually makes your brows look more put together if you just kind of brush them up with a gel. Or get microblading with me and then just get it done. Okay, don't worry about that.
And then the microblading, how long does that last?
It can last you up to a year. You'll need touch-ups throughout the year, like once or twice. But honestly, it's a good option just for you to just wake up and have them
just
done.
Ready to go, ready to be free. Yes,
Make everything simple.
I like that idea indeed. Let's talk eyeliner, because I have seen some pretty thick winged eyeliner out there. Even eyeliner under the eyes. It can be too much. It turns into that raccoony kind of mess when it starts to bleed.
I have a rule of thumb. If you're gonna do eyeliner on the top, don't do it at the bottom.
Okay.
You can do a little bit of eyeshadow like I did on Katie right underneath the lash line, and that could be just beautiful without it having to be such a thick, heavy eyeliner. And then on the top, you can see now how we are going more towards like the baby cat eye, like just a baby tiny little wing, nothing crazy. Just soften up your eyes by adding a thinner eyeliner. Don't make
Period.
it too thick.
And then do a little depth underneath, like you said,
Just
with the eyeshadow.
nice and soft.
Any tips on the wing? Because I can't lie, I've been trying to do a wing since middle school, girl. It still ain't hitting.
It's a little tough when you don't have your elbows like set on a table.
On a table?
Honestly, if you have your elbows set on a table, you have balance here, so it's easier for you to do it. When your arm is flying and you're trying to do a wing, nobody has that much stability in the arm like that.
Correct.
So it's easier if you have your mirror and then just put your fingers down and then just go that way.
I love it. These are all really, really great
Elbows
techniques
down.
indeed. Elbows down, everybody. Where can people find you for all your tips, all your tricks, all the things? We didn't get to blush you guys, so you're gonna have to go to her for more.
Yes, come for a lesson. That's just the best suggestion. You can find me at DanielaBellBeauty.com, DanielaBellashes.com as well.
That is the go-to, you guys. Thank you so much for
Thank you for
always
having me.
making us look good indeed.